Harper Audio presents the book Smugglers of Timbuktu, The Quest for this Storied City and the Race to Save Its Treasures, by Charlie English, read by Jonathan Keeble. Prologue. A man of enterprise and genius. In among the millions of documents held by the British government's National Archives is a slim dossier known as CO2/20. The volume is not much requested. These archives, after all, hold papers that cover 1,000 years of British history, and most visitors to the airy reading rooms at Kew come in search of more obvious treasures. Doomsday Book, Shakespeare's Will, or the newly opened files of Cold War traitors and spies. Every couple of years, however, someone will demand Colonial Office File 2/20, and a message will be passed to the Cheshire town of Winsford, where the dossier is held in a storage facility deep within Britain's largest salt mine. There, an employee will venture into the arid darkness, pluck the file from more than 22 miles of shelving given over to the National Archives, and dispatch it south. The box that arrives days later at the reading room is made of thick cardboard and bound with white cotton tape. Inside is a sheaf of 100 or so handwritten communications, manuscripts, we might say, that were sent from the British consul in Tripoli to London in the mid-1820s. Each piece of ragged, well-travelled paper illuminates a small corner of time and place, and a handful have special relevance for our story. These are the last letters of a neglected explorer, Alexander Gordon Lang, and encompass the period of his expedition to discover the far-famed capital of Central Africa, as he described the city of Timbuktu. Lang, a mutton-chopped army major from Edinburgh, was fated to become the first European explorer to reach this elusive place. In the 1820s, Timbuktu dominated Europe's ideas about Africa as El Dorado had once coloured its concept of the Americas. Timbuktu was believed to govern a rich sub-Saharan region called the Sudan, after the Arabic Bilad al-Sudan, the land of the blacks. Rumours of the city's existence had circulated in Europe for hundreds of years, and its riches had been trumpeted since at least the 14th century. As Marco Polo's Zimpangu was said to be a land where the king's palace was roofed with precious metal, Timbuktu's houses, too, were reported to be covered with gold. Scores of travellers had been sent to find it, but every attempt had ended in death or failure. In 1826, it was the turn of Major Lang. Lang was a particular British sort, a product of that time between Waterloo and the charge of the Light Brigade, when military men sought death or glory, or a combination of the two. With his good looks and self-absorption, he could have slipped out of the pages of Vanity Fair. But it was a different novel, Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe, that inspired his life of adventure. "The reading of voyages and travels occupied all my leisure moments," he once recalled. "The history of Robinson Crusoe inflamed my young imagination." Like Defoe's hero, Lang was desperate to avoid the middle station of British life. Like Crusoe, he would cast himself into the world in order to find meaning and purpose. "I shall do more than has ever been done before," he wrote, "and shall show myself to be what I have ever considered myself, a man of enterprise and genius." Not everyone shared Lang's immodest assessment of his abilities. While he was stationed in Sierra Leone in 1824, his commanding officer wrote to the Minister for War and the Colonies that Lang's military exploits were even worse than his poetry. But this diatribe apparently had little effect. That year, Lang was appointed leader of a new British mission to locate the city he believed it was his destiny to find. Becoming the first to reach Timbuktu would give him what he most desired in the world, as he explained in a poem. "'Tis that which bids my bosom glow, to climb the stiff ascent of fame, to share the praise the just bestow, and give myself a deathless name." Lang set out from Tripoli in the summer of 1825, riding into the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?